Hello again, beautiful people. Welcome back. We are at the end of February, and this video is kind of late since I'm doing January's, but I wanted to just kind of talk to you guys a little bit about something that I have been attempting to do in my gratitude journal. If you've seen some of my older videos where I talk about like what my journal and planner stack or lineup is for this year, I mentioned that I'm doing something different. I have an entire journal dedicated just to gratitude. Originally, I was going to continue doing like my photo a day for the monthly spreads, like I do in my regular creative memory keeping journal. But I watched a video by Kelsey from My Abiding Journal where she talked about doing monthly overview spreads. This is a completely different style of journaling. It's not typically something that I do. So I attempted to do that for January, and that's what this video is. So essentially, what you're doing is you are recording just the key highlights of the month. She journals in a very, very large insert, so she has a lot more space to fill in a lot more things. So I tried to stick with like things that were, I guess, the most memorable for me in the month of January. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I struggled quite a bit with this spread because it's not, like I said, typically how I journal. So I was trying to figure out like the best way to use these photos and like leave space to kind of journal a little bit about it by each photo. And I think my first mistake that I made is that I used photos that were too large. So I had to cut out a whole bunch of footage where I'm like just arranging and rearranging to just kind of get to where it is now. After working out like some of the minor kinks of this spread for me, I actually really enjoyed how it all came together. And I really did like, the fact that I'm able to flip to that spread and know exactly what happened for the month of January. So I know it was like very quiet over here on YouTube for January and for February, honestly, too. But I was just enjoying the smaller things. These past few months, I got into reading again. My really good friend bought me Ice Planet Barbarians as a Christmas gift. I kind of thought that she was like poking fun at the fact that I don't like things to do with space. Yeah, just the thought kind of like freaks me out, like space in general. Like I know it exists, obviously. It's just I don't watch movies about aliens or space exploration or anything like that. It's just not my jam. So, she knows that, and I thought that she got me this book as kind of a way to bridge the gap between my current love for spicy adult romance books and aliens. I will say it is a very good series if you have not read it or if you have not heard of it. I think it's a good beginner book for someone who isn't 100% sure if they like spice. Because this book, that's what it is, but it's just a very well written book, very strong female characters, and consent is a very big part of that series. Consent and like emotional connections as well. So, yeah, I read that book and it just kind of like just jump started reading all over again. I ended up reading, I think, like 18 books in the month of January after this. Ice Planet Barbarians has, I think, 21 books in the series. I didn't read all of them. I think I read about 12. But yeah, so I spent a lot of time in January, like, reading that series, and then I got really sick. I had developed I had like a cold, a really bad cold. My husband had it before me, and then he gave it to me, and so he was sick for like 2.5 weeks, and then I was sick for 2.5 weeks, and it just was not the greatest. I had a lot of tea, I drank a lot of chamomile tea. And so I remember that Courtney Diaz had that little collage image of like a steam spirit or steam sprite coming out of mugs, and I really liked that, so I printed them all out and picked the one that I felt best matched the color scheme of the spread. So I used that to kind of indicate that I was sick. And it's not like obviously the best part of the month, but I think that including the part that I was sick kind of helps me remember that January, both me and my husband were sick like the entire month. So, yeah, that happened in January. We tried a new restaurant, which wasn't all that great, but they had really fancy looking drinks, which is what that image is there on the left. January was a good month for new supplies. I bought a new hand stitched leather tea cover because they started offering engraving, and I really wanted to check that out. So I got a new hand stitched leather tea cover. I sold a couple things so that I'd be able to buy a Superior Labor tool kit, I think. That's the brown leather one. And then I subscribed to Pipsticks. So just like all around, like a lot of key important things that happened in the month. So going forward, I think I'll use smaller photos, but I do think I'm going to continue this hopefully don't jinx me, but I think I will continue this after this year as well, because it makes me really happy to see everything just like spread out like that for me on a page. But anywho, that was January in a nutshell. February, it's pretty much over, so expect to see the February video coming up soon, and then I, of course, have a video where I am decorating my new journal cover insert because I moved out of my old one. I did not want to finish it. I just wanted to move on. So yeah, all that's coming up soon. Sorry for the delay and everything. But thank you guys so much for sticking around and choosing to watch my videos anyway. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Y'all have a good one. Bye.